Yes, yes, I know. Finally, I am back. Okay, now let me explain a few things. Okay, number one, we see the last time when I did my Bleach reviews, it was like a three-part chapter. Three-part chapter review. And I was getting the feedback, and a lot of people were saying they liked the style. So this was like a little test run. But then once I decided to do the review again, you know, I got slapped with the double time at work, and I had to do that 19-hour shift. And then I really had to just, you know, rest up, get things back on track and normal. But nonetheless, I've been reading the Bleach. I've been keeping up with it. I've been thinking of some things and going over some things, and now I am here to tell you, me, Captain Viral Today's We Live back, so you already know what it is. I am back to give you my thoughts on this whole thing, from the rest of this whole Star Knight C fight all the way up to now Kuraku and Star Knight X. Now, this is the thing. As expected, these were some things that were predictable and things that I liked and did not like. Okay, with the whole Nemu thing, see, I caught it with the flashback. Okay, that was cool. We got the flashbacks. Okay, you know, so I'm going to Bleach. What's this, chapter 642, all the way up to the current one, what, 644, 45, I believe. So with this flashback being shown, it was cool. You know, we still got some information on Ryuri that I never thought we would get. I mean, that just goes to show there is still possibly, with so many other Bleach characters left, that there are so many secrets that we never would have thought that they would have had. Like with the whole thing, let's see, out of all those Nemus that are being created that will fail, I think the fifth one is the one that he offered his Zanpakuto with to get a Bunkai and become a captain. I thought that was crazy because we all know there are 3 ways to become a captain, and we see he basically cheated his way to becoming a captain, because so basically what he just didn't do it the traditional way. Train, get stronger, go in his inner world, you know, things like that to obtain a Bunkai a legit way. He didn't do that. And then, of course, the Nemu now that we know. She was the cause of Pernita's death. And the way it happened, though, I mean, you know, it was cool at first. You know, just seeing her lift off, grab Ryuri, bust through one of the arms, you know, just split into pieces. And then she does her technique, take off 6% of her soul, shoot into the hand, right in the eye, you know. And we see it exhausted her. She can only retain this mode, what, 6 minutes, I believe. But I'm thinking this was something dangerous for Ryuri to do. Yes, he made her to protect her, you know, to evolve, yes. But she said, I can only evolve by protecting you. But what if she was to just have a malfunction? This is a big ass power gap. What she did, that put her up there very high in terms of the power scale. All right, and that exhausted her. That technique she did, she uses part of her soul, you know. And as she's falling, and we see she just gets ripped to shreds. The nerves hit her, ripped to shreds. And I'm thinking like, yes, we have a death. Okay, I was glad about the fact that we see it just impactful for Ryuri, like, oh my damn. And then we see, in his psyche, he sees, I always have a hard time pronouncing this more. Grants, you spotted, damn it. Salpolio Grants, I have this list. But he sees him and he's basically saying like, look, you should be glad about this. Because now you know this is not perfect. You know, you thought you had something perfect, but now this thing is imperfect. Now you get to start over from scratch and make something new, make something right. Because having something that's perfect, that's something that scientists do not like. That means there's no room for improvement, nothing to go. That's what I got out of it. I mean, no room to grow. That's what I got out of it. But please correct me if I'm wrong. Please let me know in the comment section right now if I seen this the wrong way. When Pernita went to use the nerves at Ryuri, did he deflect it with his Ryatsu alone? Did he just do that this whole time? You know, so I guess if that's the case, that's what it takes, you know. I guess for him to get pissed off and his spiritual pressure increases, you know. Ryuri Kuratsuchi got pissed enough to deflect the nerves of the arm of the Soul King. these dangerous nerves, he just was able to deflect it. Is that what happened? I hope I read that wrong. Please let me know. I mean, damn. But he takes the brain. Alright, this is my problem with it. He takes the brain. The hand is continuing eating the rest of the body. It was all a setup. He altered the nerves, you know, so they could regenerate at a rapid rate. You know, it only happens if he takes the brain, because if he'd have ate the brain, it wouldn't have happened like that. And he just, the regenerative cells just expanded and multiplied, and he blew up. That's how he died. Now I'm thinking, at first I did not know how to feel about that death. I'm like, part of me was like, that's it. Then the other part was like, oh, that's cheap. Then the other part was thinking, this seems familiar. Then the other part was like, well, it seems kind of hand in hand in category with the way Mayuri does things. But I don't know. I mean, maybe once I see this animated, because I still have hope that the Bleach anime will come back. Maybe when I see it animated, you know, it would just be so much better, have much more of an impact, even though I already know what's going to happen. But I was just feeling like, just multiple feelings about it. Like, this is the legendary Star Knight Sea, who didn't even go Vol standing during the fight. You know, this is the arm of the Soul King. Alright? And it is just gone. It's done. You know? I was hoping maybe it could still play a bigger role into the story. Maybe somehow, some way, it'll just give more answers. I mean, maybe there's still a possibility, because just because something is dead or gone, that doesn't mean we won't get any more answers out of it, because we all know how Bleach is. But what really made me have a problem with all of this, no casualties. After it was done, we see with the remaining of the bits and chunks, you know, from the one of the translations I read, the nerds were still able to twist Mayuri's legs and he fell. You know, no casualties at all. None. Because technically Nemu wasn't there, her body was destroyed. Mayuri, he just ran out of tricks and agents and bottles and chemicals, and he was just severely damaged. That's it. And then we see, that's when Ikaku and Yumachika, they show up. And then, of course, we see the castles with Rangiku and Toshiro inside of them, and that's where they were being under their, going under the process to be de-zombified. But am I missing something? Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I could have swore when Giselle dies, the whole zombie thing shouldn't be in effect. Or maybe I'm thinking of Tsukishima or the other Footbringers. But either way, it was messed up how their lifespan got shortened. And I'm even thinking Toshiro, because I'll never forget what Shunsuke Kuraku said during the Fate Katakura Town battle, that he's a child prodigy, and in 100 years he could be stronger than him. You know, of course Shunsuke was talking about himself. And now that his lifespan has been shortened, will we ever get to see that? Granted, if Kubo does a time skip that goes that further on in the series. But this whole thing with the no casualty thing, as far as the good guy, I didn't like it. To me, right here, this was the setup. Nemu, her body is gone. I'm pretty sure Mayuri, he would construct a new Nemu. And we see when he went in the capsule, Yumachika and Ikaku thanked him. And then we see as he was in the capsule, he was just having like this thought. He surpassed Urahara, you know, he was no longer in his shadow. And there's one scene, it kind of reminded me of Gundam, for all the Gundam fans, when they have a strong connection with, usually the main character has a strong connection with the female character that he loves a lot, or she dies or goes away, and it's like they're just floating in the space. It's like a mental emotional connection. They're just floating naked in space. You know, you see them just come together, hold hands or hug. That's what it kind of reminded me of when we see Mayuri just dreaming or thinking, and we see the naked Nemu appearing over him. But at first I was thinking, okay, is he dying? Is this the part that he's just about to just completely be gone, or is he just dreaming? But no, I know he's not dead. But all this is a replacement setup. And what I mean by that, Kenpachi is down, Mayuri is down, Nemu is basically gone. So now let's swap him out with Rangiku and Toshiro. Let's put them in a fight. Because we notice with this pattern, Kubo loves to do this, and this may be done in other series, when you have a character, whether they're effective or not. In this case, let's take Kenpachi and Mayuri, two effective characters in my opinion. After they defeat their opponent, you would think, okay, logically you'd think, okay, cool, they're going to go and meet back up with the crew. They're going to go to the next opponent. Oh no. That'd be too much, especially for Kenpachi. But I thought we were, I thought Kubo was going at a good pace when, of course, after Kenpachi fought Grimmy, and then we seen Candace, Catnip, hit him with all those bolts of lightning. You know, he was fatigued, he was damaged, and then we see he was back into the mix. He's back with the crew again. And now he was down and out. Legs and arms all twisted. Well, legs broke, arms twisted. Well, arms gone. Well, one arm gone. Then we see Ryuri, because I'm thinking like, okay, yes, he doesn't have that suit of armor anymore, and he doesn't have his little bottles of tricks on him. But I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna put Nemu somewhere safe, or put the brain of Nemu somewhere safe, and then get back into the battle. That's not it. Because either way, I guess Kubo, he would have just had Ryuri just off panel for a while, having a reason not to be into the fight. Like I just said, he probably be like, you know what? Forget these Quincy's, forget the fight. I'm gonna make sure Nemu's brain is safe. I'm gonna make sure my research doesn't go to waste. I'm not gonna waste another Nemu and have to start all over again. So let me concentrate on putting the brain in and just keep it safe. Or like, nah, he just got damaged. So now this is just a setup to have them out of the fight, so they can't join the rest of the crew and have Toshiro and Rangiku join in, you know. Now we see they sense the change in Ryuri's spiritual pressure. You know, Uruharu, he was running with Shunsui Kuraku, and then they were noticing their spiritual pressure, like around the group, was getting lighter. You know, and they were trying to check and double check to make sure all of the lieutenants were there, and everyone was there, of course, except of course Hisagi, which is just still messed up. It seems like Kubo punks Hisagi more than Ichigo, I swear, any other character. I mean, damn, this guy, he has to have Bunkai. He was training with his respected captain and along with Moshiro while she was hollowified. Seems pretty effective to me. I mean, it could have been something where, I don't know, I'm not saying right when that bullet, with that arrow or spirit bullet would have came from Star Knight X, and then he would have just stopped it by activating his Bunkai. I'm not saying that, but I mean, damn, have them be alive, and when they're jumping the other Star Knights, or the remainder of the Star Knights, we have Star Knight M and then Star Knight D for death dealings, and have them jump in and activate Bunkai and do some type of damage or be some type of use. Because I'm not saying with him going Bunkai he'd take out a Star Knight. No, because we all know going Bunkai the first time, that doesn't mean you mastered it. You know, you're still rusty with it. You're inexperienced. So he could have done something. But on to Shunsui Kuraku against this motivated Star Knight X the Axis, who could just penetrate through anything. Like, he just can't miss. This is what the third person he's been paired up against with a gun or some type of firearm. First Stark, then what was it, Robert? I believe that's not, yeah, Robert, and now Star Knight X. Now the latest chapter, of course. To me, overall, before I get into the next chapter, I do like the pacing of the roundup of the Pranada fight, but I'm just glad the fight is over with. I really am. I'm just pissed off there's no casualty. I wanted Nemu or Ryu to be dead. Now they're just down and out. They're on their off-panel, off-page rest and break. Same thing with Kenpachi. He's being healed as well, but we're probably not going to see them until this war is over with. Until after the Juha battle. I honestly think that. So if we see them before then, that may be a shocker, but I think we're not going to see them until after this whole war. So, Shunsui and Star Knight X. The chapter was basically, it felt long because it was a lot of dialogue, but technically not a lot happened. They really didn't even get that deep into the fight. Alright? They go on to explain these games. And the funny thing is, it seems like Star Knight X, he goes on to tell Shunsui, okay, we have a game similar like that. And the game Shunsui, the first one he was playing, I believe, I have to read a few times, man, I was a little bit confused. Then there was some translation errors about him, talking about him being an Iran card, but that got cleared up. Because, of course, he was referring to Stark. Because he never played the game with Stark. No. So, of course, I believe the Oni has to keep one eye closed and shout out a statement. And the other three, if they hear that statement, they have to hide or run And I'm visualizing it, but it threw me off when I was reading the whole thing. I had to read it over a few times, but the thing that really caught my eye the most was how he was actually able to shoot this shadow. You know, he dodged the shadow. You know, the blade came out the shadow, he went to dodge the shadow, shot the shadow. We see there's a, he damaged Shunsui's foot. But these two characters, okay, because of course he, prior to this chapter, he sliced his rifle in half, and it seemed like, well, he shot off the, cut off the barrel. You know, half of it. It's not like he was still able to shoot. And it kind of makes sense because he's not really shooting bullets. So this does not technically operate like an actual man-made firearm. That's the thing. And I don't see how this is going to go. I don't know if this fight is going to stay the way it is. Because we have these two people playing games, mainly Shunsui. And then we have this one guy have a damaged firearm. He still has the vote standing, yes. But we have games, one is melee, and the other one shoots projectiles. How's this fight going to go? Because we've seen so many times Shunsui has started a fight and it is not finished. Last time we seen that was with, no, let me see. Yeah, it was with Stark. And even that got interfered with a few times. But then Hashwath, that didn't happen. I mean, yeah, that didn't happen. Oh, what else? Robert, that didn't happen. Now with this. So, but I do believe this fight will trigger his Bunkai. Like, this is it. This has to be it. Because for the longest, I kept thinking for the longest, who is he going to fight? Shunsui Kuraku, Captain Commander of the Gode 13. You know, 13 Court Guard squads. Who is he going to fight to trigger his Bunkai? Because it seems like these games, the images, the perception, the spiritual pressure, and moving this, all of this stuff, this little game, like one is looking at the other like, okay, you think this is checkers, this is chess. You know, not literally, but you get what I'm saying. Something is going to give. Something is really going to give. But he's playing two games within this. Thought he was going to stick with the one game. And now, you seen that panel on the upper left, he was holding the hand. I mean, some people were thinking, okay, is that him holding the hand of Nanao? Or is that him holding the hand of his Zanpato spirit? Or could it just be just a representation as you just explained in the game? I mean, we see Nanao was there, but yeah, that, I'm not saying officially that's him holding the hand of Nanao, but he told her to, you know, to go. She didn't want to go, but he told her, well, just go at least relay the message. But I honestly think she's, what use really can she be? Well, okay, last time she was useful was when they were fighting Hashwath. When the fight seemed like it was going to start, she put up that, you know, that barrier and everything. You know, she does seem very effective like that. But the way this fight is going to be looking, it does look like Shunsui will win this one, of course. But it looks like he's going to have to go Bunkai. But I think he's going to have to go Bunkai when Star Knight X goes into his vote standing. That's what I honestly believe. But I'm just glad that Pranada fight is over with. I'm so glad. They need to get back to Grimjow. Get back to Grimjow. And Star Knight M, I don't know who he's gonna fight. I honestly do not know who he's gonna fight. But if you look at the numbers, the way it's just dwindling down on both sides. I mean, what we have Star Knight M, the death dealing, Star Knight Axis, who's currently in the fight. Hashwath, Uryu, and Juha, I believe it, but is that it? It can't be it. Just, damn, it's 6 Quincy's left? Can't be. And you know what? Through all this time, still nothing. Or Ryukin, Uryu's father, still nothing. And Ichigo's that. You think, but whatever. At this point, I honestly believe maybe drawing a blanket is Urahara. Maybe he will deal with Star Knight M and go Bunkai. But that's the only thing I could think. Or maybe he may jump in and help Grimjow. I don't know. I mean, then maybe it'll really give that explanation to really show that that was Grimjow. Put his Zanpato right next to Urahara's head, you know, and how the whole deal started. Especially when he cut down Kurji. But it wasn't really officially officially revealed that that was Grimjaw did it, but we do know it was Grimjaw at this point. But that's it, elites. Thank you all for the patience, the concern, the care, and everything. I appreciate everyone. You know, especially the guy who left the comment. If I was gonna stick to doing this, I should call it Bleach in bulk. I think that's what you were saying. But I'm gonna go back to the regularly scheduled weekly, you know, Bleach reviewing type of thing. So I do appreciate all the feedback and everything. But give me your comments, thoughts and concerns on all of this. It's me, Captain Vibes with Ace. I will see you all next week. Next week, right here on my channel. Signing out.